Phoenix Rising played one heck of a match against North Carolina FC. How can they get right against Loudoun United this weekend? Find out now. Yeah, buddy. That's right. We're back. We're here. We're the PHNX Rising podcast. We'll take all of PHNX music. That's what we do, is ours. We're claiming it. We're also claiming that we are in Studio K, presented by Circle K. Go on in and fill up with that 79-cent Polar Pop, 69 cents if you're an Inner Circle member. And I'll do you one better. Inner Circle program, which you guys know I love. It's like a family member within itself, within my extended family. They turn 1 year old. They turn 1 year old on Thursday. Save 40 cents per gallon at participating Circle K locations throughout Arizona.
I thought you were about to say that Max is buying gas for himself. He is, I'm sure.
You're darn right. Yeah, you're darn right. I am literally going up. Sam's filling up her car. I'm filling up my car. I'm going back and I'm filling up all the cars that are mine. Don't clip that. Anyway, yes.
Max is buying gas.
Go to Circle K again Thursday. Inner Circle turns 1 year old, 40 cents off per gallon. Here we go. Appreciate everyone. Leave a like on your way in. Look at the handsome man on screen shouting into microphone. Yes, Fat Kid. What's up? Have a great show. Appreciate it. Devinall with nice little cut, because I am Max Simpson. I'm joined by the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Owain, the Oracle Evans, with a very fresh haircut.
Yeah.
I just want it. It looks nice. It's not going to compute for the audio listeners. Come on, dude. Just let me do this. Just let me touch your head. Okay. All right. Well, we're.
Does everyone listening on audio just hear that line?
Yeah, that sounds about right. It sounds about right what we're doing. We have a great pod for everyone again. Kind of give you a review, right?
Yeah, we'll keep telling you that.
We'll maybe
one day we'll convince you.
We'll keep telling you stuff. You're here, and that's why you're here. You just got sucked in. But no, right. We'll walk through in a deeper dive of the match against North Carolina FC, and typically we save our preview of the weekend's matchup on Thursdays. We're actually going to do Loudoun United's preview today, because we got a little surprise coming to you later in the show for Thursday. But right, it's a loaded show today. We got a review and a preview. It's
lots of stuff.
Gonna be great. I mean, let's get right into it, right? We talking about our immediate thoughts after North Carolina FC, after that match. Owen, it's not great when you're not scoring goals in a match. It's really not great when you're not scoring it in another match. It's really not great when you're scoring it in another match. And dare I say, it's really not great when you're scoring it in another match. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 matches in a row. That a goal.
Adds up to, again, I believe, per up the 416 minutes. Nearly 7 hours. Nearly 7 hours of gameplay without a goal. Yeah. Yikes.
Yeah, it was it's tough, man. I mean, again, we whether you're kind of looking at it from the eye test, whether you're kind of looking at it from the stat perspective, it's tough, right? It's one of those things where I think that for all of the opportunities that this team had in the last 5 to 10 minutes, I think that's what we said. There's promise within there. I think that there are players that had nice sparks, and I still hold that promise. I think it's just, are you able to put it together over the course of 90 plus minutes, and even more further, not just get the performance, but actually get the result? Because that's what you need. We've detailed, you're running out of time to not get wins consistently.
Yeah, they are. And again, we've said this for a while now. It's At the end of the day, this team right now, they're in touching distance, but they've been in touching distance for a few weeks, and they can't afford to just continue to be in touching distance. It's close, but the time is running out. They have to start making progress and start catching up on people. Because if you don't, if you just continue to kind of plod along as they are right now and not really make any gains, eventually time is going to run out. Yeah. You've got some difficult games coming up. There are teams that you have to beat, teams that you have to find a way of getting a result against, especially down the line. And if you don't make points up now, the pressure on those games as they get later on is just going to multiply and multiply and multiply. Again, it's tight. It probably will be tight for most of the rest of the way, but it's going to be a little while. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Sorry, Devin, you're wrong, by the way. A complete random tangent, but you're wrong. Okay. Cardiff is on the streaming service you are referencing. I can tell you that for a fact, actually.
Yes.
So if you are to be watching the EFL Cup tomorrow.
Okay. Well, yes. Getting back to more important matters with kind of talking through North Clan FC again. The big thing was, listen, we're normally kind of how our reaction is with these things is I feel when it's raw in the moment, it's always going to be, I'm not going to say necessarily a bit more pessimistic, but I think it's going to be more realistic and we're not going to get over hyped or too high, too low after a match. Having digested further, again, I know the big thing that I was like, maybe trying to like kind of sell on, right? Is like, hey, think there are some pieces, right? Margarita was really, really good in his minutes. I still stand by it, and I'm very impressed by the performance. Has that maybe turned you a little bit, or are you still pretty much, hey, we're kind of unconvinced at the moment?
You've got to see it happen over 90 minutes. That's the thing. You've got to see the team put together a 90-minute performance, I think, before you. And even then, I'm still hesitant off of individual games, I think, to read too much into it. This team has managed to put some good individual game performances together over the course of the season. What they've failed to do broadly is turn that into a streak to make that something that lasts. They haven't been able to do that with any real success over the course of the season. So that's the challenge. Now, if they can manage to do that late on, they have a chance to make the playoffs, of course. They have a chance to maybe win a playoff game or two.
Bang.
But we'll see. We'll see if that is something that they actually succeed in doing. Again, it takes time. Now, one of the things I know, we're going to go into a few things here about the team moving forward. But one of the things that did come up in today's press conference, set pieces, right? And Rising have struggled in the attack on set pieces. And here is what Rising interim head coach Diego Gomez had to say on the topic.
It's something that we have talked about this week about it. How can we improve on that set pieces, on that corners in favor for us? We are the best thing in the league with Tulsa defending the set pieces statistically, but in attack we have room to improve, and it's something that we want to have conversations about it this week. We are gonna try to come with ideas and how can we do a little bit better in that area, because it's an area for us that we want to get better and to improve, and that is a point that we brought during conversations after the game on Sunday.
I mean, I think, listen, it's always going to be one of those things, I think especially, well, really on both sides of the ball, but when this team in open play, it's had the sparks, but very much has struggled overall in the attack. And in a way, as we've seen, right, Rising has some taller players. They can win balls out of the back, but that hasn't really translated. And I think given those dead ball opportunities, really, I'm surprised that they're not trying to capitalize more on set pieces, because for how lackluster it's been in open play, this is almost kind of like all right, this is kind of evening the playing field. It could become one of your better opportunities, and not just capitalizing. We've seen some really poor deliveries off set pieces.
Look, I don't know if it's lack of effort. Their crossing in general has been just not necessarily good enough all season long, I think, right? The crossing just hasn't been there. They're not scoring off of set pieces. They're not scoring off of crosses in general. And that's a problem in and of itself.
Yeah.
Now, again, you've added more personnel to this team. You've found ways to add new people in. But if you're not going to find ways of creating chances out of these set pieces, you're going to struggle.
Yeah.
You're going to struggle a lot. And it's a shock because, again, defensively, they're very good. at defending set pieces. We're not seeing them give a whole lot on corners. You've got some players who are really good in the air, and yet they can't seem to get it done in the attack.
I don't disagree. I mean, listen, again, it's in the eye test. Let's actually take a look again as a refresher one more time. Those by the numbers presented by our friends at Desert Financial Credit Union, Arizona's #1 credit union named by Forbes. Again, Phoenix Rising, again, as a refresher, XG, pretty similar, 0.66 to 0.73. Possession, again, dominant, 63 to 37. Shots are similar, 10 to 13. And then shots on goal, even a piece at 4 and 4. Rising have about half of their shots on target. North Carolina, a little bit more. And I think the thing to kind of come to is, right, there have been offensive reinforcements. We've seen those numbers before. We've even seen in recent weeks, those shots on goal, you might say 4 is not a lot, which, I mean, it's not necessarily. We've seen at times where you're getting 1 shot on goal, 2 shots on goal. Again, until the 85th minute, they were at 1 shot on target for the match. They went 2 different 30-minute periods without a shot in general. So there have been some different personnel coming in, trying to figure out that mix. Again, we saw Joe Margarita. We've seen guys who have acclimated over the last couple of weeks. Tomas and Hell, they're trying to figure it out. Are there more pieces to give any hope for Phoenix Rising coming in, or is this what we're rolling with and trying to still tinker with the squad that's in front of us?
The team right now, the squad that's there?
Yeah.
Let's have a listen, actually. I did ask Diego about this.
I am very happy with the roster that we have right now. I think, personal level, I am very happy with the players that we have. 21 players. Things can always happen, but it will be more determined because of different reasons, not because we want to incorporate one more player or we feel the need to incorporate one more player, but things can happen, injuries can happen, and some changes can be there. Opportunities can come for players that they think is good for them. Those things are always a possibility, but I am happy with the roster, and we are not looking for new players right now actively.
Okay, I mean, there we go. How do we feel about that?
I mean, obviously, they haven't fully integrated the players they've got just brought in, obviously, right? Margarita, Johnson missed last week because of tonsillitis. The hope is that
he had some ice cream.
They were hoping that he was going to get 15, 20 minutes last weekend, and that isn't something they managed to do.
Yeah.
The hope, again, is that maybe he'll be good for 15, 20 minutes this week. We'll see. But I don't know. I mean, there are pieces there. Again, the question ultimately comes back to too little, too late or not. This is, the team has been in a position where they've needed some additional pieces for a little while. Tomas Angel adds in, the ability to play that number 9 role and do it, hopefully, especially given the injuries that Remy Cabral has had through the year on a more consistent basis, that Remy's been able to do it. And also means that you're in a position whereby you've got Remy who can play that role, you've got Darius who can play that role as well, outside of perhaps a starter. But at the same time, maybe if you bring him in earlier in the season, things end up differently. Maybe if you make a decision at the beginning of the season, the team is better able to gel early. Again, this is the issue, right? It needs to be, it needs to be fixed very, very soon, and this team doesn't have a whole lot of time to get that just done. It's not easy. The task that Diego's in right now is not easy at all. But we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, and
the question here is, by the way, what's up with Stenberg? Like, it's been on and off for him for a while. I'm not sure if we'll see him in the near future at this point. We'll see. He's around the club still. There's nothing wrong like that. But again, right, we know that he had valley fever over the off season. We just gotta see how it goes. See how it goes with him. See if he can get back to full fitness. He struggled a fair bit with injury this season. It happens. It's unfortunate. It happens. The thing, though, honestly, here is that defensively, this team has managed to still look solid.
Very solid.
Even in his
That's
absence.
not the issue here. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
The odd game aside, but of course that happens to any team.
No, but even that, I mean, honestly, if you really look over the bigger picture since, I mean, Memphis, which was, I mean, goodness, that was just rock bottom from a defensive standpoint. This club has been on it from defensively. Yes, Springs aside and stuff like that, but that was also, I mean, right, I'm not trying to excuse that, but hey, tough environment. The offense gave next to nothing for the most part. You know, you go to Springs, if you get a draw, that's a fantastic result. So, yeah, I'm not. You want to see John back, but it's. I'm not trying to say, oh, indispensable, but it's, you know, that is. If we had a John Stangberg caliber player in attack and missing, that may be a different story.
I'm going to give you some context here now. By the way,
we love a good context.
We like to put runs in context. So here is, we look at this right now. Phoenix Rising is on a 4-game winless streak right now.
Yeah.
Which is what happens when you don't score in 4 games, right?
It's almost like there's a correlation.
You can't win if you don't score.
That's a Max Simpsonism. There we go.
This is the 9th time in Phoenix Rising / Arizona United club history this team has gone 4 games without a win. They've previously gone 5 games without a win 5 times. A 6-game winless streak once that happened in August to September 2016, and a 9-game winless streak that came between June and July in 2022. So now when we put that in context even more, though, Rising has 1 win at the moment in its last 9 games. If we look back again across Arizona United / Phoenix Rising history and see how many games, league games in a row in one season you can put together which have only 1 win in them, this is, as long as we agree that we're not going to double count certain things.
That's correct.
The 3rd longest such streak in club history.
Where there's
Phoenix
only 1
Rising
win.
Had what? Yep. Phoenix Rising had 1 win in 10 in 2014 in a stretch, and 1 win in 13 in 2022. Now, the 2022 one is the one that, again, I go back to, we're only counting it one way, because if you counted the 9 games either way, right, you could do 1 win in 12 as well. Yeah. But that's kind of cheating because you're double counting. Results in you cherry picking a little bit.
We're not the ones cheating around here.
The fact of the matter is, in both of those stretches, the team did not make the playoffs at the end of the season. Now, Rising's challenge right now is to find a way to kind of step up from that and work out what they can do. Now, they went a 5-game stretch without a win last year. Yeah, they did at the end of the season. 3 draws and a loss to end the 2 losses. To end the year. We'll see where they go from here.
We'll see where they go from here. I mean, listen, and see people in the chat, right? Kind of frustrated and seeing like, hey, seeing Fatky in the chat, Diego looks a bit defeated. Momiki kind of echoing that. I mean, listen, it's right. It's got to be tough, just in the environment of the club, right? You know, it's one of those things where, again, whenever a midseason change happens, and especially if the results aren't there, like they're kind of going through it now, and you're just kind of trying to weather the ship and string stuff together. So we got to see if it happens, right? Whether that's going to be, kind of have to figure out, right, what that looks like. Is there going to be, rotating in within the starting 11? Are you going to be seeing some new variations? We don't know, but it'll be interesting to see how they line up against Loudoun, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'll add this in, by the way, with Andrew's comment, is leadership an issue in the locker room. I think John Stenberg was the captain for the voice in the locker room. I get that. Here's what I'll say about that, though. When they're at home, John can still speak to those boys. When they're at training, John still can speak to those boys. This isn't as though he's been banished and isn't about. That's not the case. And I'd also say here that leadership in terms of the team, now he's now on the coaching staff, but Darnell King, of course, was someone who was incredibly highly regarded last season. Again, they flew him to Tulsa last year when he was not able to play in that game. This team, by and large, doesn't fly people who aren't going to make the 18 to away games. They did for that game, because at the end of the day, they wanted him and the leadership qualities that he brought to be there. This team can do those kind of things. And again, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what they can muster up this weekend in particular, because the turnaround has to start soon. Can it start this weekend?
Well, and that is something we will definitely look into at the other side of the break. But, first, guys, got a little, dare I say, a new partner alert. Branded Bills are in the house.
Maxie is a new partner.
We cook as I hit the microphone in the Studio K lounge. But we cook here on PHNX Rise, and the ad man giveth. Branded Bills, elevate your brand with Branded Bills, the perfect headwear and apparel. Listen, here's the big thing. If you take nothing away from me saying these words to you, use code PHNX, brandedbills.com. Save 20% off your first order. They have a lot of hats, guys. We're talking hats for different states. I mean, yes, of course, Arizona, but you want, a state for something else, like, I don't know, Colorado. They got that in there. They have...
Why would you want that?
I'm just saying, you don't want that. You want an Arizona-themed hat. They have stuff. Yeah. They have partnerships with ASU, with U of A. They have all different kinds of hats, all different styles, fits. And the really cool thing is, there are things I didn't even know you can customize, such as like the bill, the patches on the hat, the location of the patch on your hat. There are so many things that you can customize. And again, it's pretty sick. We're actually going to be getting some hats soon. I'm going to be rocking it. I love my PHNX hat. And little tease, maybe a little PHNX branded Bills hat. Dare I put that out there into the universal tease there.
Better happen now.
Boom. Gotta happen.
Better happen now, Max. Boom. You're giving yourself no out anymore.
You're fair enough. But hey, don't lose your head. Go on over again to brandedbills.com. Use code PHNX. 20% off your first order. Again, link in the description as well to check it out. Again, appreciate it. Go Branded Bills. Help support us by showing some love. Code PHNX at brandedbills.com and get yourself some sick hat wear. Also, again, shout out our friends at Circle K. Circle K has the lids for you. The lid on top of the Polar Pop. Again, 79-cent Polar Pop, and take 10 cents off that. If you're an Inner Circle member, 69 cents. Pretty darn good deal there. Again, Thursday, head to participating Circle K location to save 40 cents off per gallon on your first 5 fill-ups. Thursday, that's 40 cents off a gallon for the day, but also join the Inner Circle program for 25 cents off per gallon on your first 5 fill-ups. You should also be able to combine, right, your Inner Circle program on top of the 40 cents per gallon. I did last time. Oh, yeah. Okay. Boom. It's pretty sick. Again, Go to your Circle K. Flood the Circle K with filling up your car for gas on
and
Thursday.
Remember, if the discount there doesn't stack up right, that you send the bill to Max for the difference.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure, go for it.
He told you.
Yeah, okay, sure. Do it. Yeah, buy Polar Pop while you're there. Again, save that money. Circle K, they're the good people supporting us. Go support them. We appreciate you guys. Yes, head there Thursdays again. Save 40 cents per gallon. Boom. All right. So... Goodness, as always, it's part of the show, right? We're listening.
Chat's having fun. Hi, chat.
Hi, chat. We're having fun.
Leave a like.
Make sure to leave a like. Yes. Goodness gracious. We're all just very rational. Talk about nice things. And you know what's going to make this an even more rational talk? Talking about our upcoming opponent on Saturday.
Loudoun United.
And here's the thing. Loudoun, being loud, making some noise. And listen, this is not your Loudoun of old where it's like, oh yeah, Loudoun, kind of a joke, not really good, kind of bottom dwellers. Listen, they may sit in the bottom half of the playoff picture, but number one, they're in the playoff picture. And number two, this is a Loudoun team that in all competitions since the start of June, and even before then, has only lost 2 matches. Again, since the start of June, has only lost 2 matches, and we want.
They've done the double
we need Rising
to
get a win against a team that has not lost since May, and they're on the road going cross country. Owain, what do we do?
What we do initially is we listen to Diego Gomez's thoughts on Loudoun. Let's have a listen.
No, it's a different team right now, as we know. Like it changed a little bit from being a second team for DC United. Now they are operate completely independent, so their ambition as a club and the quality on the field is different. They have been a good team this year, a team that has done well and is in playoffs, a team that is good at their home. Still they try to play from the back. They have Zach Ryan in a very good form, and it's going to be a difficult game. I think we need to keep building up on defense, that we have been very good in the last game, 4 clean sheet in the last 5 games, and what we need to do is to work on scoring that goal, that first goal that let us breathe a little bit, and that builds confidence on the team, and we can get the 3 points.
Yeah.
They've got some players there, right? Again, it's kind of the difference from what we've seen from them in the past, where they were very much a reserve team. They were very much a team that were there to develop players for DC United and not be particularly great. And even then, they managed to beat Rising 2 years ago in Loudoun when they went 4-1 up at one point. If it wasn't for 2 very late goals made in Quinn, it was going to be pretty bad. No, don't leave us, Tyler. Stay here and tell us how you feel in the chat. I'm sure.
Tyler. Yeah,
but
Coach
yes, Ryan Martin's got him playing reasonable football. I mean, you look at the moment. I'll give a shout out to our boy John Morrissey and his backyard power rankings. He's got them up to number 5.
Yeah,
right now for Loudoun United.
I mean, listen again now. You look at some of the top players, right? You got Zach Ryan on the season, 9 goals, I should say, in 2024, right? Leading the charge there.
He's an interesting one.
Yes.
And he's not the only guy to come in from New York Red Bulls at some point here. You look elsewise as well. I think Florian Valo as well in
also
terms of
his
creation, his chance creation and what he's able to do with that. He leads the team in assists. He leads them by quite a way in chance creation as well. And this is someone who has over 40 appearances for the first team with New York Red Bulls. Okay, so this is someone who has talent in there. He came in from Miami, who obviously had struggle. Not into Miami, of course, but USL Miami, which, yes, struggle. But the Frenchman has got some talent in there and brings that talent in chance creation to them as well. There are a few other names, of course, that maybe you recognize in there. Khalil Ahmedkar, of course, who's been with them for a little bit. Who else? Who else did you pick out, Max? There's a few. I
mean, you're even looking at just right. I know we always look at goals as a headline, but you're looking at there are multiple guys who are hovering nearly at that double-digit goal contributions, right? If you're looking at goals and consists, right? There are guys who have on the season 12 goal contributions, 8, 9. A couple of them with 9. Like there's multiple guys who they spread it around. It's not just one sole guy who's the playmaker that can attack you from different places and. It's just going to be interesting in how they're kind of shaping up, right? They're currently 8th in the East right now. Now, the one thing, right, and again, they have only lost 2 matches since even before the start of June.
The middle of May.
The one possible hope is that those 2 losses have both come in their last 6 matches. So again, form overall, especially in the second half of the season, has been good.
There's context to that. One of the games they lose is at home against Charleston. Charleston are a very good team.
Is it true?
And the other one they lose is on the road to Oakland. I mean, it's a long road trip. Rising are the ones who are having to face the long road trip in this one.
It's true.
They're the ones who are having to travel cross country and put up with the 4-hour flight to get over there.
You ain't wrong.
That's not easy. Those things aren't easy. They're never easy. Stadium's out in the middle of nowhere. No one goes. It's a weird environment.
Listen.
I hear it's a hero night.
It's not the exact same thing, but right, we've seen Rising again, very different circumstances. But I'm not trying to discount that the cross country trip is tough. But we have seen in many occasions that. I'm going to have to actually be careful, but right, Rising has won against Rhode Island. They've put up a clunker against Hartford on a row. They've put up a win, albeit in 120 minutes in a crazy game against North Carolina. So I guess in theory, you don't know what you're going to get.
You don't.
They haven't lost, right? They haven't lost when they traveled east so far this season. Someone fact check me. There's no stat like it to fact check me.
Memphis, but they're in the Western Conference.
I don't consider that East. Not the conference.
They're in the Central Time Zone.
Yeah, Central, not Eastern.
It's pretty close.
Oh, okay. Yeah, pretty close. We're measuring time. You think it's close? Whole hour separating. You're crazy, man.
Is this guy okay?
You're nuts. Now also let's keep ranting. All right, yeah, cool.
Is this guy okay? I think that was.
I know it's not for Tyler, but hey, we'll also keep ranting.
I look, it's difficult, right? It's a long trip. I mean, you're right. Rhode Island. Yeah, they haven't had that many east trips.
East trips. Yeah.
You only get. What other ones have they had? Eastern Conference. Why am I sleeping on this one?
Here we go. Rising are winless in 9 straight away fixtures in all competitions.
Oh, happy days.
Yes.
Thank you.
Lovely.
A draw in Detroit. Lost to Indy. India, Eastern Time Zone.
I thought we lost to Detroit. No, did we?
No, it was a draw. It was a 0-0 draw.
Yeah. It felt
No,
like
1-1, sorry. Julio D'Arciotto with the goal.
That's right.
Yeah, there was an early goal that
nice
everyone
goal.
missed
Off the
because
corner.
the game wasn't on
Top of
TV
set pieces. That
at
was
that
tough.
time. And then, Julio D'Arciotto with the equalizer in the second half. But yeah, look, they've not really been winning much.
I mean,
they
even
beat Rhode Island, yes.
Even if we're looking at Loudoun's last match, right, and it's against Rhode Island, which is not great, right, to say the least. But it was a 0-0 draw, so it's like, okay, you think on the surface maybe there's some solace to take there in their most recent match. Well, you then kind of dive further into the stats. They produced more high quality chances, right? They had more shots on target. They had higher XG. Like they're a team where even if they're not going to necessarily pepper you, they capitalize when it counts. And I think that's the thing when you don't have necessarily that big one marquee guy, like you see a lot of these other teams in the East at the top end where they have the top goal scorers and stuff like that, like a Tampa Bay, a Charleston, everything like that. It forces you to get a bit more creative and rely on a few more guys. Therefore, you're maybe not overly dominant in the attacking third, but they've been clinical when it counts, and that's what matters.
Yeah. I will say, by the way, people bringing up NCFC in the Open Cup. Open Cup, I'm not counting for this, especially it's
Chaos Ball.
Yeah, but it was also finished 10 versus 9.
That's what I'm saying, Chaos Ball.
Yeah, I'm not counting that one.
Yeah,
in front of about 800 people.
Oh boy,
With a lightning delay. With a lightning delay.
It's Mr. Caveat FC over here. Let's. I mean, goodness, let's rip the Band-Aid. Score predictions. Chat, give it to us as well.
It's gonna be 0-0.
Oh gosh, that's gross. All right, Kyle, what you got? Who's Kyle behind the Mac? Do a little optimism, perhaps?
No, I'll go 1-0.
Oh man, that does
Loudoun.
Does sound good. All right, no,
he's not the first person I've heard make that prediction today.
Here we go. I am gonna bring the optimism. Here we go. Ball of sunshine and rainbows.
We said earlier that you were considering doing substances on this podcast.
What?
So I mean, now he's coming in with the optimism. I guess it's maybe right.
Phoenix Rising will score a goal. But they're not winning.
They're not winning.
All right, no, I'll give it. I'm kind of going between. I think this feels like 1-1 to me.
1-1. So we got 0-0, 1-1,
1-0. Let's see in the chat.
We got 1-0 Loudoun,
for
2-0 Loudoun from Gullyman Pat, 0-0. We got a 1-0. Devin, the only person who said
a win.
that it's going to go well for Rising right now with a 1-0 win. He's predicting. Fat Kid says 5-0.
A little spiciness. So now in the chat is 0-0.
There we go, 0-0.
We're a lot of low scorers.
Wow, a lot of people are really confident going into this game, right?
Yeah.
Everyone is. They're feeling it. Hey,
Andrew joining me in solidarity.
0-0
BJR in the chat. 0-0. Oi. I mean, it's grisly.
2-1 Phoenix, says Thomas.
I love it. That's a little optimism.
Thomas, didn't you post before one of these recent games? As long as we have delusion, we can keep going?
No. You know what? He's
something like that.
No free ads, of course. But he's feeling good. I saw him featured on a little USL Championship.
It's the league. It's not a free ad.
Little treat. No, but there's an ad associated with it. But the league official Twitter account. I see you on there, Mr. Thomas. A little Eric as well. When he hops in. Let's see. Fat Kid say with my whole chest. Going man, Pat. 1-1. Loudoun scores an own goal. Okay, so here's the thing. Yes, that technically breaks the streak, but do we consider that break in the streak?
I mean, yeah, technically it does. Technically it does.
Yeah.
The other thing about it is an own goal. I mean, there are different. Own goals aren't all created equal. If you end up with one whereby, say, the defender passes it back and they make a miscue, that's very different to say an own goal.
If you will.
Yeah, that's very different to one whereas, say, an own goal where it's a forced deflection or you put a cross in and it takes the awkward bounce. The defender's trying to clear it.
I've never liked that counting as an own goal.
I know there are different ways to that. That again, aren't there? Right, and that's the thing. Own goals aren't all born equally. You can probably make the argument that again, if it's a bad pass back and has nothing to do with what Rising's doing, it's just the other team's own fault, then that's fine. But if it isn't that way, then we'll see.
This is what you came for. Yeah, no, it's
Max, stop singing music that's probably copyrighted.
I can sing it. It's not copyright, right? Producer Kyle nods.
No singing. No.
Shoot! Maybe he just doesn't want to hear me. That's
Loudoun 4-0, says Reese. He's
Dear
not here.
gosh.
The stat lucky didn't show up today, and apparently it's because he's decided that Rising are going to get absolutely battered.
Oh, man.
Thanks, Reese. Thanks. I'm going to look forward to this trip to DC.
Oh, man. A couple of hot dogs. Too many for both the Hot Dog Helper and for Rising, maybe.
I saw some hot dogs on the TV earlier, but unfortunately Reese wasn't here to point them out. Well, I didn't say where they were from. They were just on the TV.
Banditas Bluebird Stat Lucky with the bold prediction. All right. Yeah. Well, listen, we got some more bold predictions and news on the other side of the break, but, I'll give you a bold prediction. This is an easy one. This one you take to the dang bank. You're going to head on over to Valley Tap Room. Valley Tap Room, you're going to head on over there. That's a bold darn prediction, right? They got the two locations, the Gilbert and the Queen Creek locations. Again, how many times I have to tell you guys? Queen Creek, it's a great location. Check them out. Nice space, doing some stuff in the later parts of the season, in the off season there. But of course, Owen, I jog my memory. I might have a little amnesia. What happened during the Gilbert location?
Spain saved football.
I mean, it never gets old. And why they say football? Why they say football?
Because England lost.
Darn right.
Thank God.
And where were we at again?
We were at Valley Tap Room, and we were enjoying the Gilbert location. Yeah. We were enjoying the many beers that they had there. What a time it was,
Ales,
you get a beer in, you see England lose.
Pints.
What a day. What a day.
Pitchers.
I mean, the beer is good enough, but England losing? Oh.
Max, under the tap handle.
Oh. Yeah. He was tempted to.
Do not mean that. Check them out over at Valley Tap Room. Again, their two locations, Gilbert,
See, Max went after that game, whereas we stayed until...
That's not true.
I only watched the first half of the Copa America final there. No, you didn't stay that long.
I was there. You weren't there. Don't worry about it. Listen, Valley Tap was such an enjoyable experience. I was feeling so many experiences that, I just... you gotta have your time. We enjoyed a lovely couple hours there over with Valley Tap Room. Again, two locations, Gilbert and Queen Creek. Check them out at valleytaproom.com and of course at Valley Tap Room. This is okay. Listen, I'll say this, guys. As the admin, this is typically something that's not best practice. You guys are probably getting hit up on your phones, on email, maybe spam calls. It's political season. We really try not to mix politics on here. When someone throws the bag at you, we're going to take it. Here we go. New partner alert.
Do you remember when Phoenix Rising won a championship? Radical Espo doesn't.
Everything he's touched, except for the Arizona Diamondbacks, has been a complete failure.
Why doesn't he remember? Because Espo votes with San Diego loyal 100% of the time. Espo, he's not just radical, he's dangerous.
PHNX Rising is responsible for the contents of this advertisement.
Yeah, it's getting quite nasty in the office, right?
So
apparently, so for those of you who don't know, obviously Derek Montier on the D-Back show has always gone by the title of the mayor.
Yes,
of
Mayor PHNX, yeah.
And apparently he's being challenged for that by Espo, but in this case, Espo forgot Phoenix Rising when he was talking about things going well for certain teams here. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Listen, all I'll say is this: is when a potential challenger steps up to an incumbent and you're trying to pander to the people, right? Like, hey, we want to acknowledge XYZ. And that's all well and good. When you go to @Espo, take a look at his Twitter, you'll find his promotional video. And listen, it's all well and good. He makes some good points and everything like that. But he says the only club that has had success in the Valley since Derek Montigny's tenure as mayor, which has been since September 2021, the only success has been the Arizona Diamondbacks reaching the World Series. Lest we forget that even though it was a rocky season, that even though this club drove me to pull hair out, to bite fingernails, and to get a tattoo on my back, that Phoenix Rising won the whole gosh darn thing. And that was not acknowledged. And so, listen, that's what we got. How dare you besmirch the name Phoenix Rising and the PHX Rising podcast in the process, Espo. Greg
now
Esposito
apparently officially endorsed Derek Montier for re-election. So,
boom. That's our stance.
PHX Rising statement.
Bang. Kyle, clip that. Yeah. All right. Oh boy.
That would be producer Carl there.
That would be producer Kyle in the chat here.
That sounds like an official statement of PHNX Sports now.
Oh, we're taking the deep shots now. Oh boy, this is kind of this has gone off the river. Oh man, wow. There we go. Goodness gracious. We love everyone.
We're sending people off the rails right now.
Oh no! Oh man, that's what you done. You've done it now. You pissed off the wrong people.
I know.
Oh goodness.
Oh dear.
Well, we've got some chaos.
Max for Prez. No, we're not voting for Max.
Yeah, give me some love.
No,
Let's go.
no votes
Let's
for
go.
Max.
We love it. We love that. Yeah, I take the ticket of Simpson for president and Montiel for me. I don't even. That's not even a ticket. That doesn't make sense. But
no, that's not a ticket. No.
Anyway, that's the only politics. That's the only politics we talk about on this pod. Look out for more. Do a little tease. Look out for more.
I know. With election fever in full swing, maybe we'll give Andy a call. Yeah, but look, it's really heating up here in the office with that. I'll just say with the mayoral election.
Oh yeah, it is.
What a time!
Is that time?
What a time.
'Tis the time of the season. Trying to think, man. What else?
The Open Cup's currently in a weather delay still.
Open Cup is a weather delay.
Yeah, they're in a weather delay, so that game will kick off at some point. But Sporting Kansas City against Indy 11. Remember, if Indy win that game, they get one of two things. If they vote for, why are we talking about voting? No, if they win and LAFC win tomorrow, Indy 11 will be in the Champions Cup next season. If Indy 11 win and Seattle win tomorrow, they will host Seattle Sounders for the Open Cup final. Absolutely. So Indy will go through and either host the final or be guaranteed a Champions Cup place.
There. Well saved,
I know. Well, we got there.
We did get there. I like Ben News Bluebird comment in there.
No, we're not voting for the Colton.
Whoa, it's a good cult.
No.
Yeah. There is one little thing. So before we do have our announcement for our announcement for Thursday. Before that, I will say the following. I will not be joining on Thursday's podcast, PHX Rising podcast, because I will be at Gila Resorts and Casinos for our first ever live PHX Fantasy Football Draft. Fantasy spelled with a PH because we're clever like that. Again, August 20.
Did you think of that on your own, Max?
Actually, it was Espo, which we are condemning. But other than that,
see, I mean, Espo.
Yeah,
low. Yeah.
But yes, Fantasy Football Draft on Thursday, August 29th. Go in person to Gila Resorts and Casinos at Wild War Pass. Free registration.
Max is going to be
super easy to do through gophnx.com. I'll be drafting a winning all-star caliber fantasy team just like I do in the Prem League. It's super easy. So I will be out. Owen's going to be holding down the fort, but he won't be there alone. Mr. Owen Evans, who is going to be joining you?
We're going to have an interview to play out for you at 6 o'clock on Thursday, and it will be none other than Mr. Charlie Dennis.
Bang.
So if you have any questions you want to send to Charlie, if you're a diehard, make sure to hop in the Discord. Let us know what you're thinking. Yes. Get him in soon, because again, this is it's not going to be a live interview, unfortunately. So I do need these in early, but
give a deadline. Give a deadline. Deadline. When tomorrow?
Very late, midday.
What does that mean? Give a time.
Midday's 12.
No one knows that.
Yeah,
okay. This guy.
Kyle, you know
Kyle,
that.
do you know, does midday mean 12 to you?
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Kyle, you listen. I thought we were on the same page. We were talking about fish and chips and eating them with your hands, and now we have this. I'm conflicted.
This man is okay.
Okay.
If you don't know. All right. But yeah, if you are a diehard, chuck him in the Discord.
Yep.
You'll get priority, of course.
Absolutely.
If not, tweet him at us at PHNX__rising.
Bang. Yes. By noon tomorrow. Yes. It is Bluebird with questions. Right. Again, chuck those questions in Discord. Diehards get priority. Add us. DM us. Add us. We want the engagement. Add us at PHNX__rising with your question. Please do so. In the meantime, we're very much looking forward to Thursday. I'm looking forward to watching that. While I also have a screen open and drafting the ultimate team, the fantasy football team. But appreciate everyone joining us here on another episode of the PHNX Rising podcast. Of course, you can follow us at PHNX__rising, because double the underscore.
Double the attack ads.
Double the attack ads. You can follow me on Twitter at Max David Simpson. You can follow Owen on Twitter at OJ Evans 18. You can follow Kyle Cooper behind the Mac on Twitter at KCoopSports. I guess you can follow Stat Accurate Reese on Twitter at Reese11_, the hot dog helper himself, helping himself to the hot dog. That's why he's not here.
He's getting some hot dogs.
That's what I hear. Yeah.
There's a few places around downtown you can get hot dogs.
There sure are. Yes. Leave a like on your way out here. Appreciate you guys doing so. Again, join Thursday, 6 p.m. Owain interview exclusive with Charlie Dennis. Chuck your questions at us on Twitter, in Discord. Make it happen. It's always fun. You guys are great. It's a beautiful game, but it's way more beautiful when you don't slander the good people. PHX Rising. Good night.
We all silly like the mayor.